Welcome to Food and Loathing, a podcast on which a bunch of Las Vegas-based foodies get together every week to talk Las Vegas restaurants and bar.
The important part.
And honestly, a lot of other random shit that we try to pretend is loosely related to Vegas restaurants and bars.
That's
Valet
right.
parking,
Yeah.
lot holds,
Talk about it all. Anything. What was it on my way to get
Lake
that food?
Mead levels.
Oh, God.
Listen, next week I might actually tell you about Friends the Experience because I'm going to that.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything related about food, but maybe I'll eat something at the Netflix cafe while I'm over there.
Completely unrelated, but I have to tell you because I think it's ridiculous. In Oklahoma City, there is a jury experience. Don't most people try to get out of jury duty?
Yeah,
Like, I think it's an amazing thing to do. That's my opinion. But most people want to get out of it, but you have to pay to go to experience it? Who
Yeah,
the hell do
yeah,
these people
you-
think they are?
You pay for like an
Return
hour,
that
and a half,
postcard.
not a week.
As I said, a lot of other random shit.
Yeah.
The team here is Gemini Stevens and myself, Al Mancini. We are your hosts and our incredible producer, Rich Johnson. We're together via Zoom today, everyone in their home office suites. How are you guys?
Very well. How are you?
I'm doing okay, man. I mean, it's an eventful week for me, not necessarily on the food front, but a lot going on, man. But you know,
Yeah.
that's Vegas. You need
It
to
is
be in the
Vegas.
action. You need to be rolling the dice at every moment.
Oh, I got events.
I
Yeah.
was going to say, Rich, that was a big sigh, man. What's going on?
Yeah, Rich is rolling the dice.
Yeah. Well, I remember last year when I moved to Chicago and then came back,
Mm.
tail between my legs. Oh, that didn't work out.
I
And
thought
now
you
I'm
came back
leaving.
because you loved us, but okay.
Well, yeah, of course, that too. But this time I am going for good, heading home to the Pacific Northwest. Got a full-time radio gig in Seattle.
Well, that's
Really
exciting.
good radio
Yay,
station.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. But I'll still be here. I'll demote myself. I'll no longer be producer. I will be just a mere engineer and make these
No,
shows
we want you to be
wonderful.
Producer. We still produce for
Yeah.
us, but
I'll
Yeah,
show up
we
once in a while, but you know, as with Chicago, after you hear a couple weeks of Chicago stuff, that was all we needed to hear.
well, that's not really a producer's job. That's more of
Yeah.
a host job. So we still need you to
Exactly.
produce 100%.
Oh yeah. I'll be there for that.
Okay. Anything cool that happens food-wise you could tell us about? If you
I'm
go
sure
out-
there are
Absolutely.
plenty of Vegas, Seattle connections. I remember
There
you know,
are.
when we were talking to the Michael Mina people. I went to the Michael Mina steak joint
Bourbon
in
steak.
Seattle.
Yeah,
Bourbon steak, wonderful
I've
stuff.
actually
And-
been to that bourbon steak too, man. It's very good.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm sure I will find more and report back.
Well, man, congratulations to that. That's excellent.
Yeah, I'm so
Everybody out
excited
there.
for you.
Yeah.
I'm sure all of our listeners wish you the absolute best on that, but I'm delighted you'll be able to keep working with us, man.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so everybody knows the deal if you listen regularly, but for you newcomers, we like to bring you a lot of guest chefs, bartenders, and restaurateurs each and every week to talk about what they have going on. We also like to tell you where we've been eating, and we give you a quick rundown of what we consider a few of the Valley's most interesting foodie news. A few of stories. I should have written the word stories there after news. Yeah, you can't be a few of the news. This week's show is very cool for me. On the chef front, we have Sparrow and Wolf's Bryan Howard talking about their upcoming pop-up, and Adam Rios sharing details on Solito Posto's seasonal menu updates. We may end up having Adam on 3 episodes in a row, which is
That's
fucking fine
amazing.
with me. I got
Wow.
no problem with that. We also have some news on Dan Krohmer that makes me want to pull out a recent interview with him. And when I report on the Bottle Blonde grand opening party, that's coming up. I'll be telling you a little bit about that. I'll probably pull out a bit of an old interview with their rep, my old friend Bryan Bass. So we have some big names, not as many as usual. It was a slow week. The show may be a quick one this week. I suppose it's about time for a fucking quickie. 'Cause we always run long. But the coolest interview for me is with someone a lot of you may never have heard of. His name is Kingstyn Majors, and he writes about restaurants for Vegas Kid Zone magazine. He's I think 12 years old, and has already impressed me with his work ethic, his love of sharing news with people. He's just a really, really cool kid. He interviewed me about my job a few months ago. You can read the article in Vegas Kid Zone. So I figured we should turn the tables and have the three of us interview him.
This is
Because,
awesome.
if he's going to interview people, let's show him what it's like to be on the other side of that, right, man? I mean, let's have fun with that. I always like to learn about young talent and do whatever I can to encourage smart young people to pursue their dreams, especially if it's a dream that I've had a minimal amount of success fulfilling in my own life. And hopefully he'll do better than I did. So that's going to be the central interview of the show. I don't have a lot of restaurants to tell you about this week. Let's, Jem, you want to start?
I will, yeah. So I got to go back into 1228 Main. I hadn't been in there in quite a while. I like that, and I don't know if it's been that long, but it has been a while. I like that they now offer both the sort of counter service and table service if you want to go sit down. Um, so I went in for breakfast with our friend Rachel Deal. I had to get a butter croissant. That's the croissant au beurre. They call it a classic versus a plain or ordinaire croissant. And if you don't know the difference, most of the butter croissants are sort of straight and big and puffy and crispy, and the plain slash ordinaire croissants are the ones that actually look more like a crescent roll. But theirs is amazing. I have been it's one of my favorite things to check out when I go into a bakery or a place that's known for their baked goods. So that was just utterly amazing, totally flaky, fell apart, super buttery. Also had the smoked salmon tartine. That's an open faced toast with lemon cream cheese, red onions, capers, pickled fennel, and a little salad on the side. That was so good. I don't know if they smoke the salmon themselves. I didn't ask, so next time I'll have to ask. But it was perfect, and just enough of the pickly bits, just enough of the red onion, and just really, really tasty. And they do have bread options. It's not listed on the menu, but if you want to ask for like the whole grain bread or something like that, they will oblige if it's one that they cut up for sandwiches and things like that. And then I don't usually worry that much about what I'm drinking unless I'm at a cocktail bar or something like that. But they have a
Or a
tropical
movie theater,
or
apparently.
a
If
movie
people
theater. Yes, you know me. Um,
inside joke, people. Don't worry.
Absolutely. Tropical iced tea. And I always ask if it's sweet or not because I don't like the syrups and things that some people do with their drinks. No syrup at all, fruity but not sweet, really refreshing, really well made. They do all that kind of stuff in house. So it was just really great. And then I believe that Rachel had a hash, the corned beef hash, and that was really good. The corned beef had it was cut to just the right size. It had just a little bit of crisp on the outside of each piece, but it was still had that nice tender chew. I hadn't had a corned beef in a long time, so the flavors just to me were outstanding. And then we got some pastries to go, which I did not get to dig into because I was heading to the airport. But I will ask her about that and share next time. And then,
Have you seen Rachel do karaoke? Because she did
yes,
great karaoke to honor Ozzy Osbourne.
yeah,
This week.
I saw that video. It's fantastic.
Oh.
If you guys don't know who Rachel is, we've worked with her on lots of projects before. She's written for us before over at neonnews.vegas. So, check her out. She's good at what she does and a good friend. We went to Esther's for cocktails. They've got new cocktails on the menu since I was there last. And so I think it was Sarah that was helping us out. And we got to try like three or four things, passing them around and sharing them. And I did not write down which ones we had, but let me just tell you, they are so well balanced. We had some vegetal with just a touch of sweet. We had some stuff that had a little kick to it. We had some stuff that was super light and what I would call dangerous if you were laying by the pool and drinking these all day because they don't taste alcoholic. So definitely go in, check that out. So and then I just had to throw it out there. We had some fun in Tulsa over the weekend. We started watching Tulsa King recently since, we're in Oklahoma so much.
I love Tulsa King.
Oh my God.
It is the cheesiest
It's
of all
so
of Taylor
cheesy.
Sheridan's
It's
shows.
so cheesy,
Yeah.
but it's also so much fun. And so we stayed at the Mayo Hotel. It is a real hotel. They didn't make it up for the show. They have a great rooftop bar with views around the city. And then we went for a Spanish dinner at our friend's place called the Meat and Cheese Show. It's a specialty food shop and catering space. absolutely amazing, super well balanced, met a whole bunch of great new people. But that place, we call it T-Max for short. They do a different menu theme every month, and they try to have the dinners every Friday. And we just also happened to be there for the weekend when brunch fell on a Sunday because they're usually closed on Sundays and it's only twice a month. So had a great time. Found a bar. I think I sent you guys pictures called the Starlight Bar. Great inclusive space, dive bar vibe, but with excellent cocktails and music. Um, really cool people, front patio, and all of that stuff. So yeah, just had a great time both in Vegas and in Oklahoma this week, and I'm just looking forward to doing it all again next week.
Cool. Rich, man, your last week of dining in
Oh,
Vegas has
Yeah, I got like
passed.
one more meal in me. I'll ask you for
Let me guess,
recommendations.
did you spend your last week dining at that same intersection where you always dine?
I expanded my horizons by a mile and a half.
ooh,
Oh,
Really, the only because I've been working on the freezer, my bolognese, my beef stew. I got
yeah,
frozen pizza in there, and all the so meals have been at home as I clean out the freezer. But I did go over to Suncoast, which is just still in the upheaval of improvements
yeah.
and remodels, and there's boards everywhere, and things you thought were there aren't there. But I went to Taste of Asia, which is the place that was opened a couple of years ago by you tell me the woman who used to run Ping Pang Pong over at
yeah, she was
yeah
it was a couple that ran Ping Pang Pong. They got
Yeah,
divorced and she
yeah
is now running that
I've
restaurant.
been to Taste
yeah.
of Asia. It's been a while, but I liked it. I want to hear what you have to say.
I did not much like it at
Really?
first.
Okay.
At first, 2 years ago, it was just sort of bland and what. The next time I went, I think I was two other times, and it got a little better. And now here, a year and a half later, much better than I remember.
Good.
Still a couple of issues. The Kung Pao chicken with a little red chili by it did not deserve the little red chili by the menu. It was,
Oh,
It
American
would for
spicy,
me. You
white
guys
person
know that
spicy. Yeah,
you have to
allspice.
remember there are pussies out there like me.
Yeah,
We
uh,
worry about these things.
exactly.
my girlfriend Willow that you guys have met left some Weira Thai ginger chicken in the fridge for me when I got home the other day in Vegas before I came back to Oklahoma. And yeah, she said she ordered a spicy one and put it in the fridge for me because she couldn't eat it.
Okay.
So I get
Okay.
it.
There was also a sliced barbecued pork, big pieces, not the little bits bathed
Oh,
in red paint. A little salty, but still nicely sweet. I started with some shumai and some crab rangoon, all
mm,
much, I'm a sucker for crab rangoon,
yes,
which has nothing to do with Asia and everything to do with the guy who became known as Trader Vic.
No, I love me a good crab
I
rangoon.
Yeah,
do.
You want a
yeah.
gourmet take on crab rangoon?
Yeah.
Go to Flanker during their Mai Tai pop up, which is happening all
Oh,
summer
yeah.
long,
Okay.
and
Yes.
they're doing a lot of that Polynesian poo poo kind of
Poo
food.
platters. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they've got crab rangoon done, of course, created with their executive chef as well as the corporate chef Daniel Ontiveros, right? So it's pretty good crab rangoon.
Oh
Sorry
my
to
God.
interrupt, but I just
No,
want
that
people to know
sounds
where they could get some gourmet crab
Yeah.
rangoon.
yes.
So I've got one more bolognese that I pulled out of the freezer that I'm having tonight, and maybe I'll get out one more time, and that's it for Vegas for me.
Oh
Wow. Well, now you're
goodness.
going to come back and we're going to take you out to some good places.
All right, January. I'll be back in January.
Okay,
Perfect.
cool. So my turn. Yeah, look, let me tell you, I was sick a few days over the past week. Some weird fucking bug that leveled
Mm,
me for 36 hours.
ouch.
I miss the days when I could just blame things like that on a hangover because I knew how to muscle through some of the world's worst and longest hangovers. But
Right?
this was a bug, so no excuse, just that I was sick. I'm having a bit of drama in my own life, which can be fun, but not when you're not feeling well. So I was not playing my A game this week. But the prior week was stupid busy, so fucking all evens out. Let's start by talking about the happy hour at Ocean Prime.
Okay.
Andrew Morgan's going to be discussing this in this week's happy hour report, the theme of which is surf and turf. So that's coming up shortly. But here's my take. Ocean Prime, as you may or may not know, is this gorgeous steak and seafood restaurant with a stunning view of the Las Vegas Strip, We've got it listed on Neon Feast as one of the best places in the valley for seafood and one of the best views in town. They usually do an amazing weekday happy hour, which they've now expanded to 7 days a week with half off everything in their lounge menu. And that's 3 to 6, but you'll hear details about that again right after the news.
Awesome.
I should mention, okay, so we went with Andrew and I went together, and my gorgeous and brilliant wife Sue came with us because she's working out of the house now, so she can come on my little foodie excursions,
I
which is
love
always
that.
fun. I should mention that the lounge area also of Ocean Prime is gorgeous. That's where we sat. Modern with a retro nod, large, comfy, great servers. So what did we eat and drink? We began with some caviar dip. So just imagine like everything you like about the old Lipton soup mix with onion dip, and execute that at a gourmet level with high-end ingredients, including a generous dollop of caviar. Comes with simple potato chip, throwback style potato chips, I should say, like Lay's regular, right? Like just nothing fancy, just really good. Most of the time, because of the caviar, it'll cost you $39. During happy hour, it's just $19.50. Great deal.
Wow.
Well, sorry, well,
I said, wow. That's a
yeah,
great
okay.
deal.
It is a good deal,
Holy
right?
crap.
They also offer a selection of sushi rolls. We had two. The ocean roll is tuna, salmon, hamachi, and avocado with chili garlic oil.
Mm.
Really good fish. Nice combination if you like those complex rolls. Spicy tuna roll was fairly simple. I might not order it again, but I don't order spicy tuna rolls a lot, and we happily finished it. It was good. Their prices are normally $32 and $29 a roll, respectively. Look, that's high, right? But
Yeah.
we're a gorgeous restaurant on the Strip. That doesn't surprise me. But you know, think about what that means when you're there at happy hour. We're talking about $16 and $14.50 for those rolls, right? So
Wow.
it's $16 for one of those rolls, $14.50 for one of those rolls. It's a fucking bargain. Sue loves lamb, so we got the lamb
Yes.
lollipops. These are, of course, three large lamb. Well, not of course, but these are three large lamb rib chops. They are Frenched, so you can hold them like that lollipop. Teriyaki glaze, togarashi crumble, soy butter sauce. All of us love them. The normal price is $34. They drop it to $17 for three large lamb lollipops. Again, you need to try them. We had a pair of tasty short rib sliders with Swiss and caramelized onions. Came in at $8.50 at these. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, $8.50 is what we paid for the pair during happy hour, and that breaks down to $4.25 a slider. So I mean, on the Strip, imagine that, getting a slider for $4.25 in a gorgeous place. Just fucking crazy. What else? Half dozen white truffle deviled eggs with caviar. Had to try that. And you could do it for just $12.50. So fuck, you're gonna do it, and it's good. So try it. I mean, honestly, it's a fantastic deal. It runs from 3 to 6. Andrew's going to talk more about it, but I really, really dug the food, man. I like Ocean Prime quite a bit.
Yeah.
That same night, I went over to the grand opening party for Bottled Blonde. If you're not familiar, Bottled Blonde is this new place that's opened up in front of the Bazaar at Horseshoe. You know,
Oh,
that
yeah.
Bazaar shops. It's right next to All Red, right? And it's this other 3-story building that's built up there right on the Strip. Both of them, like, if I've never been inside All Red, but like when I look it, I have been inside Bottle Blonde, and it reminds me of sort of a Nashville Broadway style party joint, right? A place you just go and several floors, and the place you go for beer and you have a good old time. The middle floor is just kitchen, right? So you've got a great downstairs area. They've got bands that play down there, all that fun shit. It's great. You got some street level access. And then you go up to the top level. That's where all the VIPs were when I was up there. Has where the patio is, which is normally going to be a bottle service section. The patio overlooks the Bellagio fountain. So I'm sure it's going to be a little pricey to get in there, but it's one of the best fucking views in the world. I mean, doing bottle service with that view of the Bellagio fountains, I'd rather do that than in a nightclub, but I really don't do bottle service. So maybe, my opinion of that doesn't matter for shit, but I like Bottle Blonde for the tourist crowd,
Yeah.
right? Like, and maybe for the young going out to get laid crowd. Like, I haven't been part of that crowd in a really long time. But if you're like, I would think that if you live in Las Vegas and you want to bang a tourist, that this would be a great place to go. Bang a tourist in their
Yeah.
hotel room and never have to see them again.
That has to be a new category on Neon Feast.
Yeah.
best place to bang a tourist, right?
Well, then we also have to go with the old going out and get laid, which would be a very small section.
Where people like you go out to get laid, Rich?
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to know that.
That's going to be thinner than the famous Jewish sports stars pamphlet in the movie Airplane.
Okay, I'm glad you referenced Airplane and didn't make it think that we were going out of our way to make that joke.
Really? Yeah, I know.
No disrespect intended.
No.
It's a classic movie. Anyway, great place. Lydia was there playing violin. I was hanging out with Don Sharency and his brother. Cool people. Rob Casheries was there with his wife. Just a really, really, really fun party. I think this is a new move between Old Red, Bottle Blonde. You don't have a view from that new country guy's place over in 63 in City Center, but it's these sort of multi-story party level places, and they all just really remind me of Nashville. And that's cool. I think if I was young, I would really dig this. You know what? Just for the hell of it, here's a little bit of my conversation with Bryan Bass, who works for Bottled Blonde, when we took our tour a couple weeks ago.
Bottled Blonde is really all about fun. It is a hybrid sports bar nightlife environment with a lot of steps in between those two things. We open at 11 a.m. during the summer for brunch, lunch, and some early day drinking. We have amazing views of the Bellagio fountain, which will be spectacular for during the day. And then as the evening approaches, it turns more into a higher energy bar and kind of like nightclub light environment.
And seriously, that was about it for me this week. A couple of interviews, but no more meals to tell you about. So I think that brings us to the end.
I'm just really glad you're feeling better, so you can
I'm-
go out to some of this stuff.
And I'm mostly indifferent about whether you feel better.
You don't even celebrate. You leave town. You don't care.
That's right. Rear view mirror, baby.
I could die.
Still to
Rich
come,
doesn't
we've
care.
got the news. We have the happy hour report. But first, kid food critic Kingstyn Majors. And no, he does not order from the kids' menu. This is Food and Loathing.
Our guest for this segment is a young man named Kingstyn Majors. He is, I believe, 12 years old. He'll correct me in a minute if I'm wrong about that. And he writes about Las Vegas restaurants for Vegas Kid Zone magazine. Yeah, I said 12, which is not only impressive, it means I'm going to have to watch my language during this segment. So everybody, behave yourselves here. I have always been fascinated by the ways that younger generations approach food criticism and food reporting. You may recall we had content creator Alex Caston on the show when she was about 16 years old, and she explained to this old man the way her generation looks at culinary content. These are the kids who are coming up in our footsteps. And if you are a young chef, these will likely be the people who are going to tell the world about your restaurants. It is not going to be me, man. I am done with this. And Jem's still got a few years left. But it's people like our friend Kingstyn here who are the future of spreading the word about your restaurants. So you need to pay attention to how they see the world. So Kingstyn reached out to me a while ago and asked if he could interview me about how I do my job. That's an honor. You got to love that.
That's huge.
Right? Like, how cool is that?
Oh my God.
I don't believe I'm worthy of that. He could probably learn more on his own than he can learn from me. But of course, I agreed. You can read the article about me, yours truly, in the July issue of Vegas Kid Zone magazine. But now it is time to turn the tables. And I don't know if he's ever been interviewed before, but we have him on our Zoom call, and we get to pick his brain. Kingstyn. Welcome, man. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on the show. And I am 11. I'm 11.
Oh my God.
Cleared that up.
Man. Oh God, I got
Even
that wrong.
better. Oh my God. I love this so much.
I knew you were 11 when I met you, but I thought you might have had a birthday since then, my friend.
Well, my birthday was March 16th. So not too far, but not too close either.
Okay, well, cool, man. It is great to have you on the show. And I
Mm,
want to jump right into this. Rich and Gemini, man, just throw yourself into this or hold up your hands if if you think I'm asking dumb questions and you want to get in on the action. But let's just start with something simple. Kingstyn, did you get into writing about restaurants primarily because you love restaurants or because you love writing?
Oh, I like that.
I mean, I would say I love food, restaurants, yeah. I just always had this passion for deciphering food and meals for other people to come in and take my word for what I said on the video or said on my article. So that's my passion for writing about food. But I write my drive towards writing, excuse me, would be restaurants. I don't really. I love writing. I love writing, but that's not why I got into it. But now I started to gravitate towards writing way, way more. But now I would definitely say I like writing more than just going to eat at the restaurant because I feel like when I write, I describe the restaurant the meal that I had, and I just feel like that's what it's all about, and that's what I got into food critiquing for.
Are you lying about your age?
No,
you
24th, March 16th.
you are way more mature than somebody who just turned 11, and I am just right now I'm super impressed, and I love that you're doing
Yeah.
this.
Mm-hmm.
How exactly did you get started?
Well, I would say 7 years ago, from I would say 2016 to 2019, my parents started videotaping me describing the food. My parents used to take me to these restaurants called Irene's, Dickie Brennan's, Guys. But I would say my favorite out of all of them would be Guy's Po' Boys. I would say my usual is that po' boy shrimp. Wait, no, excuse me. Fried shrimp po' boy.
Yeah,
Okay,
baby.
Wash it down. Yeah.
you got foodies on this Zoom call with you, so we recognize the names of those places from New Orleans.
Oh,
So you didn't start doing this in Las Vegas. You started in New
No.
Orleans?
Yes, yeah. I mean, the new part about it is the writing aspect. I didn't write in New Orleans. My parents would just videotape me describing the food, and that's it. We never put it online though. We were still trying to figure out editing and things of that nature, but we haven't put it online yet. But I have a plethora of content from 2019 and 2018 in those years.
Wow.
so
Rich, did you have a question there? I saw you
oh yeah.
bouncing around.
It just occurred to me when you were talking, Kingston, about how you came into it and the writing versus the eating part. That to write, you got to think,
Mm-hmm.
and I got to assume that that has really helped develop your thought process.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Develop my thought process, my speaking, my vocabulary, and all sorts of things like that. Writing is my penmanship and my typing. You can't and my spelling.
You
You
still write by hand, my man?
I write on the notebook first, and then I type it. Just I will say when I write on the notebook, it's kind of my rough draft.
I knew I liked you. I'm the same way. I'm a pen and pencil kind of person.
So most people in your generation, they grew up with video, and that's just how everybody, gets their
Mhm.
information out there. And you said you started doing video.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of people go from video to actual writing. What made you
Yeah.
decide to write?
I would say it was presented to me by Kim. That's just something that my parents and Kim grew me into because I mean I'm very familiar with food critiquing like I described to you all earlier. So just kind of stepping into that lane again, rekindling my passion for describing food. So I started off just interviewing people for sports because I'm a sports guy. I play football, baseball, basketball. So, I just started off interviewing people for sports, and then I started to gravitate towards football. I mean, not football players, excuse me. Restaurants, chefs in those restaurants, and I actually interviewed Keisha Tatro from Hell's Kitchen. I've interviewed. Oh, Al, you also interviewed this guy, DJ from Milpa.
Oh, we love
DJ
DJ.
Flores. We're all friends with him.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that
fantastic.
opened up a new restaurant, Noctoro.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of how I stepped into it.
Wow, that's
I'm
really...
just boggled. I'm not. Yeah, I'm. My chin is on the floor right now.
You mentioned Kim. I believe you're talking about Kim McGee at Vegas Kids Zone. Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
Cool. So tell me a bit about Vegas Kids Zone and what it is as a magazine and a publication and a website, and what kind of opportunities it gives people like yourself.
Just publicity for small businesses, especially kids, obviously. So Kim provides us with pop-ups, trying to get these connections so people we can interview, stuff that we could write about. And Kim is a professional journalist. She wrote for New York Times. So just having someone like that took me under their wing and just mentored me and guided me from to journalism, because like I said, this is a new aspect for me, writing. I don't write. I never wrote. But yeah, just she does pop-ups for us. Those who don't know what pop-ups are, they are places where we set up our business, present our product, and we sell it to people. And she has built up her, I would say, fan base and her audience, and multiple people just started popping up at our pop-ups. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Wow, that is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you have any plans to add a video component, or maybe you already do this and I just haven't seen it? Like, do you do food videos or even just food photos on social media? And if you don't do it now, do you want to start doing that?
Yes, absolutely. I do want to do that. I would say the reason why I haven't is because just caught up in writing is kind of a lot. Writing these articles, because I have to find people to interview. I have a monthly food column. So I have to find these people to interview. I have to do sports. So that's kind of the reason why I didn't get into that yet. But that is definitely something that I'm interested in doing in the future.
Wow. So this has got to help with just you being a well-rounded student and a good communicator, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've got to think this helps your writing when you hand in a paper in school.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm homeschooled. My parents, took me out of school about 2 years ago. I attended Pat Diskin, but no, they kind of took me out of school just to teach me and educate me in their own way. I write my name on a piece of paper every day, so my penmanship is getting better and better. Still learning how to do my name in cursive well, but I write my name every day, so my penmanship, I do 3 to 5 vocabulary words every day. And yeah.
Well, you got a heck of a vocabulary.
No kidding.
Yeah, thank you.
So where do you want all of this to take you when you get older?
Like Al said, I would say I want to be the future of food criticking, because these young guys, I know I'm young, but these young guys, they just, I don't know. Oh, I talked about this with Al when I interviewed him at Pizza Rock. He just talked to me about how young people in industry don't really, they're not food criticking. They're just recording themselves eating food, Yep. So I just want to be a true food critic, and I want to take it to a new level, and I want to rebuild it, because it has fallen. People just stopped doing it, but I want to rebuild it, and I want to keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully in the future I could get way bigger and bigger and bigger, and make my own podcast about it.
I love it.
I
Do
love
you
it,
do
man.
you have any intention or any desire to mix your love of food and sports?
I've been thinking about that. Yes, I'm just thinking how I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a suggestion.
What?
Review the good joints at Allegiant or
Yes.
T-Mobile.
Yes. Wow.
Come in very, very hungry and see how many you can hit, and the signature thing at 3 or 4 different spots.
Yeah, that's the article that I'm doing. The food at Allegiant. That's the actual article that I'm putting out this month.
Yes, Rich, you should be an editor, my friend, Rich.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh my God.
That's very cool. So,
I love it.
So did you go down to Allegiant, or are you just talking to people on the phone and doing that kind of stuff? Because obviously not everything's in full swing there for football season yet.
I'm sorry, I'll repeat that one more time for me.
Sure. Did you go to Allegiant to research this, or are you researching it more from home?
Researching it more from home. I am going to open practice. So definitely the foods that I wrote about, I'm looking to try it when I go to open practice. The restaurants that I talked about, but I did go to some of those restaurants that I wrote about in their actual restaurant outside of the stadium. I went to a couple of them, like the real restaurant.
Yeah, so tell me about a couple of them, please.
I would say probably Pizza Rock, Neapolitan pizza. Al invited me about these pizzas outside of Domino's and outside of Pizza Hut, So that's all I knew. I didn't know no Neapolitan, no grandma pie, none of that. And what really fascinated me is the owner of Pizza Rock, he actually has his own flour, Tony.
Yeah, Tony Gemignani is
Yeah,
who you're talking about. Yes. It's a hard last name to pronounce. I get it.
Yeah. But yeah, they took me on the tour. I was guided by a chef named Anthony and Bill. Bill is Tony's right-hand man, kinda. So yeah, they gave me a tour of the kitchen. I had to roll these little dough balls. It was so hard. We had to do it really, really, really fast. It's kind of like quicksand, but I will call it quick dough.
Very cool. So tell me a bit about interviewing Kesha Tatro for and this article came out in January, I think, in Kid Zone, so people can read that there. But what can you tell me about the experience of interviewing Chef Kesha from Hell's Kitchen?
Her story is very fascinating. She talked about how it was hard for her to get a job in the culinary industry through her being a woman. So that was pretty hard. But when she climbed the ranks, she fought and she proved herself to being a great cook. She went from Wolfgang Puck to Gordon Ramsay. And as you guys can see, that worked out very, very well for her. She discovered a new role on Hell's Kitchen instead of being a chef, because she also told me how she kind of got burnt out, kind of just not loving what she's doing. So just a new role, a fresh start like she's doing right now helped her tremendously. And she just found more roles outside of being a chef that she likes and that she's comfortable with.
Excellent. So I just want to remind people, you can read that article at Vegas Kid Zone. It's in their January issue, but you just Google and you'll find it pretty easily. So, okay, a couple quick questions for you. Who's your favorite chef?
Yes.
I would have to say my dad.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
That's fair. How about somebody who doesn't live with you?
You're being a true diplomat. You don't want to step on anybody's toes. I get it, man. I'll let you.
Let's rephrase that a little bit. What are the last 2 or 3 places you've been to?
Last 2 or 3 places I've been to. I've been to Ocean Prime. I've been to Ocean Prime. I've been to
Ocean Prime, we're talking a lot about this episode, man. So
yeah.
it's a recurring theme.
That's
Great
awesome.
restaurant, right?
Mike and Mina's.
Oh my God, this kid eats better than me these
Right?
days, man.
Definitely better than me.
Definitely you eat better than Rich by any stretch of the imagination. Oh man. So your job is to write about things kids care about when you write for Kids Zone. So are people your age interested in chefs and restaurants, and what interests them?
I would say nothing but the food. I mean, if the food is good, they're gonna go back. I feel like kids don't go towards writing about it and don't take it seriously as a profession. But like I said, when I recommend places for them to go and meals for them to eat, they try it and they like it. And they keep going back. So I would say the food. The food is what they're interested in, of course. They're not really looking to build a profession in food critiquing. I don't
Right.
really think I have any followers.
When you're hanging with your friends, like, are they more interested in hearing about the meal described, or do they like to look at pictures of the food on social media?
Pictures of the food on social media.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I get it. Pictures
Let me
worth
ask you,
1,000 words.
as a kid, what do you think of the kids section of a menu of a fine dining place? Because I got to think you don't care about the mac and cheese and the chicken nuggets. You're going for the real stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I haven't ate off a kids menu in couple of years. Actually,
Hey,
I haven't
I
ate.
love it. I love
So
it.
what is your favorite dish? Like what's your go-to at a new place if you want to check something out? Like, do you have if they have something on the menu and you will go to a new place, do you always order that new thing so you can check it out?
Like
No.
I'll give you an example, Kingston. Like when my wife and I go to an Italian restaurant for the first time and we just want to know the basics, she gets spaghetti and meatballs and I get linguine and clam sauce. Those are just our go-to.
Okay, I get what
You
you
have a go-to dish?
For Italian, I would say branzino. Branzino. I think pretty much all Italian restaurants have fried branzino. So I would say branzino probably.
Wow. Okay, man. Well, look, I am so impressed with you. I love your work, my friend. I really appreciate that you took the time to interview me. I want more people to follow you, to read your work. I know they can go to Vegas Kids Zone. Is there an Instagram account or any place else that they can follow you?
Yes, you can follow me at Major Elements, MajorElements.
Okay, cool. And we'll remind people about that at the end of the show. Man, thank you so much for your time. It's been fantastic talking to you. Do you guys have anything else to say to our friend before we let him go?
Only that I think you're amazing. I am excited that you're doing this. And I think that we would definitely like to talk to you again and see what's going on. And who knows, maybe we could get you to write something for us.
Yeah, perfect. I'm definitely down with that. Or maybe we could actually link up at a restaurant of one of you all's choice.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, my friend, thanks for your time. Happy Hour Report and the news are next. This is Food and Loathing.
by now you know about Neon Feast, the app that serves up Las Vegas restaurant recommendations, not from self-appointed influencers hustling for free meals or flame from disgruntled diners. Neon Feast gives you suggestions based on our conversations with Vegas restaurant pros, the chefs, managers, owners, writers, bloggers, and others who make this industry great. What kind of food do you want? What part of the valley? How much to spend? What's the occasion? Ask Neon Feast and get the answers. Also check for restaurant news and in-depth features at Neon News. We have you covered with the Neon Feast app and neonfeast.com. And for restaurant news you can use, neonnews.vegas.
It's that time once again, Happy Hour Report with our man, Andrew Morgan of happyhourvegas.com. Andrew is the guy that goes out there and he just drinks his way and eats his way through all the early boozing and dining opportunities here in Las Vegas to bring you guys the latest, the newest, the most happening. I'd like to say happyhour.vegas.com is kind of a boozy version of what we do at Neon Feast. So, Andrew, welcome back.
Yes, sir. Appreciate being back here. Thank you. And yeah, it's a chore, but someone's got to do it, right? So.
Right. It's you know, we appreciate you doing the difficult work that, you know, none of the rest of us can handle doing. So what are we going to talk about? I think you and I did a happy hour together that I think may have triggered your brain spinning a little bit.
You know what? And I wanted to get your thoughts on it, but we had the privilege of going to Ocean Prime the other day, and we were invited there, and I'll tell you what, I was impressed. I don't know what your thoughts were, but I'll tell you a little bit more about it when I hear yours.
Well, look, I'm a huge fan of Ocean Prime. And in a town where there are so many steakhouses, it's hard to differentiate yourself. To me, they differentiate themselves with the quality of the seafood that they offer there, which I think is really, really good. I think the room itself is beautiful, but of course we had two rooms, actually, the lounge and the dining room. But we live in Las Vegas where there are a lot of beautiful steakhouses. Nobody can touch the patio at Ocean Prime, I'll tell you that. And I don't know many other of the steakhouses that do seafood on a level that they do it. So for me, it's a fantastic restaurant for that. I love the vibe inside. My wife loves it. We took her there for her birthday recently. I mean, I don't know if it was this year or last year, but it's where she wanted to go. So we're big fans, man. We watched the Golden Knights do their victory parade from that patio, you know. So we've got history with Ocean Prime. I discovered their happy hour accidentally a few months ago when my parents were in town, and I was blown away by the value. So that's where I'm at with it.
I'm right there with you, man. Besides the fact that it's a little tricky to find, you know, it's 63 City Center. You got to go on the 4th floor, elevators only kind of thing. But yeah, once you're there, the vibe is awesome. Happy hour it was Monday to Friday. They've extended it, you know, for the summer, I think, but it could be, you know, permanent. Every day, 7 days a week. Those are my favorite happy hours, 3 to 6 p.m. It's at the lounge and the bar. So you can't go on the patio for a happy hour, but you're overlooking the patio, which is, you know, kind of the same thing. And look, Chef Gino, super nice guy, knows the way around the kitchen. Most importantly, he knows what his guests want. They want that luxurious kind of surf and turf on the strip type of deal, and he serves that up, you know, rock star style. It was amazing.
I'll tell you what really blows me away is, I mean, it's legit happy hour pricing in that there's two menu pages of beverages and food, serious stuff, and it's all a half off during the happy hour. And we're not talking about, I mean, you could build your own seafood tower and get it at a half off their normal prices. That's ridiculous.
Dude, exactly. And what does that mean exactly? Here's how I kind of boiled it down, and I think, you know, we saw this the other day. Lamb lollipops with kind of that teriyaki glaze and soy butter kind of deal, usually about $34 for $17. Okay, that's half off that. I can't really think of any lamb on the happy hour menu in this town. So right off the bat, that's an original.
And those were 3 large lamb chops on the bone there that they served.
Big hunks of meat for $17. That's a steal and a deal, and that's amazing. Look, you also have, we didn't order this, but next time I am going to order this, is the full-size 6-ounce Wagyu cheeseburger. I mean, this is 5-star, you know, fill up your belly, no problem. Usually about $23. Now it's about $11, $12. You can also get assortment of different sushi rolls, around $15 a roll, etc. They've got, like you said, that seafood cocktails. They got seafood towers, Wagyu sticks, boiled down. 5-star burger, an Ocean Prime Manhattan, wrapped in this exceptional experience for $23. You can't find fucking parking on the strip for $23, okay? So I'm a fan of this one. It's my new shiny object. I'll probably be talking about this for a while.
We should mention parking. This is in this building that's in City Center, but it's not really part of City Center. It's not really attached to City Center. I believe it's called the 63 building. You may see it. It's where that country dude has his restaurant. It's where those weirdo museums are that I love so much of, you know, the art museum Museum, I think, is in there. So it's its own weird little building. You can enter their valet parking from Harmon, just across Harmon from the entrance to the Cosmopolitan's parking garage. It is paid valet parking if you want to valet there. If you do, for example, park at the Cosmopolitan or at Aria, it's a little tricky getting over there, but you'll figure it out really quickly.
Yeah, especially if you're inspired for freaking happy hour lamb pops. It's an easy find and worth the trip.
Okay, so while we're talking about that, anybody else that fits the same theme as Ocean Prime?
Yeah, like I said, Ocean Prime is my new shiny object, but I've had the great fortune of having a little bit more suburban, environment for that surf and turf that I'm looking for. One of them, more notable, is at William B's at the Suncoast. I don't know if you guys have been there lately, but it's definitely worth checking out. They've got this pan-roasted seafood tower. Usually it's around $80, $100 or whatever it is. It's $40 at happy hour. Wagyu meatballs, $14. And of course, they've got these amazing martinis for $8. Ask for Jeffrey, the bartender. He's my man. He'll set you up, and you'll be set free there. Great little suburban surf and turf at William B's.
Cool. Well, I haven't been to William B's since their opening party, so that gives me a reason that I've got to get back. I spend a lot of time on this side of town. So once again, Andrew Morgan, thank you very much. Tell people how they can get on the your newsletter list and how they can find out more about happyhourvegas.com.
Absolutely. happyhourvegas.com. Just come to the site. Easy sign up for the newsletter right then and there. Newsletter goes out every week. It's free. You're going to get what's new, what's ugly, what's bad, what's great about happy hours in Las Vegas, including, this great opportunity at Ocean Prime. So sign up, and we'll see you soon.
Another great happy hour report. These are always fun, and now it's time for the news. Sparrow and Wolf are actually hosting the team from Mexico's Fauna, which is one of, I think, the world's 50 best restaurants or North America's 50 best restaurants, one or the other, but still a pretty fucking
exactly.
It's going to be at a collaboration dinner on Sunday, August 3rd. Amazingly, I'm told there are still about a dozen tickets available, which is crazy to me. You really don't want to miss this one. I sat down with Chef Howard to talk about it, so maybe he can convince you why you'd be an idiot to miss this.
Fauna is this really fantastic restaurant in Vail de Guadalupe that John Anthony, my business partner, and our families had an opportunity of strolling into by accident on a visit out to Encinitas, and we decided to go up to wine country and got to explore the terroir of that land and how beautiful it is. And we ate at this restaurant, not knowing that it was on the world's 50 best list. We just were like, kind of heard about it. And we're like, oh, they're doing cool things up there. Let's go check it out. And when we sat down and we dined there, we realized that, man, there was so much similarity in their approach to food that kind of what we do, but just in different ways. Like obviously they're going the very indigenous to the, Baja kind of landscape where, but there's a level of sustainability and thought and simplicity behind the food and just bold, downright damn bold cuisine. And we're like, man, it just kicked it for me in a wild way that I fell in love with what they were doing. And we've been putting together collaboration dinners over the last year, really trying to bring in some of the best that Las Vegas has to offer, and on top of that, just try to grow that now. So we're looking outwards. We've got a long list of people that we're bringing in this year that run Michelin level restaurants and World's 50 Best levels. And it couldn't come at a better time that World's 50 Best is gracing our state again here in September for the North American Awards. I don't know. I've always just been a big driver of the community, no matter whether it was James Beard, Michelin, whatever. For whatever reason, we lack a seat at the table still, yet we have so much power in this city. So my biggest push is just to continue to drive the narrative the best way that we can and utilize, what we have built here to deliver that message. Nonetheless, bring something cool to the city of, we'll be at this point, we'll be the only restaurant in the city that has brought 2 World's 50 Best chefs into town to do a dinner with. And nonetheless, for me, it's just about fun, having fun and bringing cool people that do cool things into our home. And then kind of on the other side, just saying, could we do something like that? Are we leveling up enough to attract these kind of players in our room? And clearly we are. And, we like to think that we have set a precedence for what cuisine looks like in this town, and that we have, kind of sit in a class of our own at this point, I think, at 9 years now, and in the direction that we're trying to go with what we're doing is far outside of what a neighborhood restaurant does in most places.
So with regard to the pop-up, can you tell people when it is and what it is?
Sure. Yeah, so August 3rd, Sunday at 6:30 p.m., we'll be doing a 4-course shared family-style dinner. I think it's a combination in total of around 17 different dishes that you'll see. Crazy cool techniques. We're really blurring the lines of like indigenous Mexican cuisine and then kind of what we do here at Sparrow, and like introducing some like Southeast Asian flavor profiles and techniques, but utilizing core ingredient and flavor profiles of Mexico. It'll be one you won't want to miss, that's for sure. It's $195 for the 4 courses, plus an additional $85 for a wine pairing that is regional, based on some of the wines that they're serving in the Baja region, and then some that are actually coming from the winery that Fauna sits on Bruma. And
Cool. So where can people get tickets?
So right now you can go to sparrowandwolflv.com, go to our opentable.com and book tickets. As of right now, I think we have 15 left. So we're coming down to the wire, and we'll probably open up a couple more seats at the end. But it's going to be a fun one.
The Far West Side Italian restaurant Sorellina will host a pasta making class this Monday, like 2 days after this podcast drops. 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You guys know when Monday comes after Friday. I just got back from there where I spoke to Stephen Jerome about what they're doing.
This is just another kind of facet of what we're trying to do for the community. Obviously, my tradition and my family history with Sorellina was making a lot of pastas with my mom and my nonna at home. And those memories are still with me today, and a big inspiration as to why we wanted to open this restaurant. So, again, as we kind of looked for ideas to drive business for the summer, but also how does it tie in with the community, we thought, how cool would it be to have pasta making classes and make this an ongoing series. There's pasta making, sauce making, bread making. We can go on and on, but really wanted to share those kind of old world traditions and kind of give people a little insight and glimpse of what we're doing every day here, and the commitment that we've made to quality and kind of embracing those old school traditions as well.
Cool. How much do you have to know about cooking to be able to come to this class?
Very little. That's the whole point. Really, the beauty of Italian cuisine for me, and what I've always kind of taken from it, even learning from my mom, my grandmother, my aunts, and then working for chefs like, working with Wolfgang Puck, and we did Lupo, and I got to work with Mark Ferguson, and they kind of had the same, obviously a much more refined look into it and glimpse into it, but it was really the simplicity of the ingredients. And it was like, hey, we have a beautiful heirloom tomato, or we don't need to do much with it, right? Like, let's let the ingredients kind of be the star. And really, the pasta is probably one of the easiest things to make. I mean, it's two ingredients. It's semolina flour and water. You don't really need, obviously there's a technical side to it. And like my nonna, I can remember her making, orecchietti by hand, and they would be flying out faster than a machine could make them. But I mean, that was because she had made, she had, 10 children, and she had to feed, she had to work that quick. Right. So no, the actual art of making pasta is truly an art, but you don't really need much more than 2 hands and a brain to do it. That's the beauty of it. And then the sauces too. I mean, we're going to do a simple pomodoro sauce, olive oil, garlic, tomatoes that we're going to hand mill. But I mean, very simple with some fresh basil, and let that just kind of be the star of the pasta show. So very, very little skill. In fact, probably no experience is better in some instances, because then you don't get any bad habits. We always say that when we're hiring people, even here or at the donut shop. It's like it's great that you have the experience, but learn how we do things, and it's sometimes even easier that way.
Cool. So how do people get that? How do they get into this?
So, we have a link on the website. You can sign up for the class. We're going to obviously, sell the tickets, pre-sell the tickets. You're going to come in. We're going to do a little demo, a little history of pasta making and sauce making. You're going to get your hands dirty in the kitchen with Chef Michael Thomas, who's, interestingly enough, he comes very similar in terms of, coming from an Italian background. But his family settled in Argentina, where ours were in upstate New York. But, when we sat down and talked through the menu, it was incredible to see how similar the food and the cuisines were. So that was kind of an aside. But you come in, we're going to do a little tour of the kitchen. Chef's going to get you, hand rolling, and we're going to use the extruder, and we're going to, take you through kind of pasta making, and then we'll do that simple pomodoro sauce. And then you'll sit down and have, an Italian-inspired meal, real simple, that pasta, maybe a little eggplant parmesan, real simple kind of peasant-style foods. But some table wine, and we'll just have an old-fashioned Italian late lunch.
Tickets, by the way, for that one are $60.54 on Eventbrite.
I might have to check that out. That could be fun. Dan Krohmer has finally opened the reservation book for his intimate new concept, Durango Social Club. The tasting menu-only concept with a single seating will debut on August 1st with a price tag of $85 a person. The debut menu will consist of Course 1, seared duck carpaccio, pickled peppers, maitake mushrooms, and salsa verde. Number 2, cioppino with scallops, snapper, shrimp, blue crab, and corn bisque sauce with grilled bread. You also get a Utah Valley Ranch stuffed quail, sunchokes, lemon butter sauce, and watercress. My God, this is a big menu. Creekstone Farms, zabuton steak, farm potatoes, bone marrow croutons, baby artichokes, béarnaise, and a rocket salad. For those of you who don't know what rocket is, it's arugula. And stone fruit galette for dessert with a wild honey ice cream. You may recall that we had an extended interview with Chef Dan on this show a few weeks ago. Here's a bit about what he told us about the experience.
It's going to be starting 3 nights a week, $85 a person, 5 courses. Super hyper seasonal. Menu is going to be changing every 4 weeks or so. Releasing reservations 1 month in advance.
And Al Solito Posto has rolled out some new seasonal menu items. Al spoke to Chef Adam Rios about what he's got going on.
Right now, we're kind of in a transition. We're putting some new dishes on the menu. Really trying to get some corn and some fresh tomato dishes on there. Look to see some new dishes in the next week or so. We're looking at doing a corn agnolotti. We're changing up our tomato caprese to more of a tomato salad, highlighting seasonal fresh tomatoes and changing up the traditional caprese a little bit. We're also looking at throwing away our pizza dough and doing it again from scratch. So we're constantly, taking a look at what we're doing and evolving that. Another thing we've done recently is on the menu now. We've changed our tiramisu from a tiramisu cheesecake to a little bit more of a classic tiramisu. Same, obviously, it's flavor profile with the tiramisu, but just a little bit different form factor. And we've also added a extra virgin olive oil cake that has a nice nectarine compote. We're going to be changing the compote seasonally, so you might see roasted peaches, you might see blueberries, cherries, apples, whatever it is. But the olive oil cake and a whipped ricotta, frosting on top of that, really great dish, very classic. But that's something that we're going to be able to change up seasonally, so we're really excited about that. And then we're always, changing the pastas and whatnot, seeing what sells, and but whatever strikes our fancy. We're going to be changing up a couple of our pastas soon. Right now we have the puttanesca al nero that'll probably be on the menu for another week or two. The lobster stuffed shells, we got a new pasta extruder, and we got some new dyes. So we have we can actually do large shells now, so we can do stuffed shells in a number of different ways. So the first thing we've done is a lobster stuffed shell with lobster, ricotta cheese, some marinara sauce on there. Very simple, very classic. That's been selling very well, so you'll see that for a little bit. And then eventually, as we get into fall, you'll see truffles again. You'll see some of the squash and things like that. But constantly evolving the menu. But the classics will always be there. We can't touch too many of those, but we generally change, 5 or 6 things every 5 or 6 weeks.
And Big B's is back. That's Big B's Barbecue. There's still one in Henderson. You might recall the one on Fort Apache decided to close and move. It's coming up in Summerlin. They began they began their soft opening this week. They're located at 8125 West Sahara, Suite 300. That's near Cimarron, behind the Marie Calendars. It's that shopping center there. They're offering a limited menu to start as they do train live and introduce themselves to the neighborhood.
And just one more quick thing. I know that our friend Kingstyn was having a little bit of trouble getting his social media handle out there. So I just want to let everybody know it is Elements of Ascension. ELEMENTSOFASCENSION. Or I suppose I should say it's at Elements of Ascension. So please go check out his stuff. Really cool kid, man. It was so fun having him on. And I think that is about it for this week, man. Thank you to all of our guests, Brian Howard, Adam Rios, Brian Bass, Dan Krohmer, Andrew Morgan, our friends from Sorellina. Stephen, thank you very much. I'm Al Mancini with Gemini Stevens and Rich Johnson, wishing you good eating and hoping that you always manage to stay hungry.